Right, now in this glass here I've got tea bags, and what I'm going to do, half of this strip of wood here, it's not been prepared, I'm going to brush with a solution of tea, only half of it. That's it. All will become crystal clear. Right, here I have my white vinegar solution. It has been brewing for half an hour. So we'll do a half-hour test. And see what we've got so far. And we're also going to go use the vinegar solution over the tea. Like so. Back on there. We shall wait and see. It's still a bit wet. Anyway, this one that I applied, the solution was brewing in there for half an hour, and that's just the solution on bare wood, this side, and that's the solution with tea underneath it. So now this side, I've got the tea coated on there, and then this side, the bare wood, I shall do just with the solution that's been brewing for an hour. So we'll see how we get on with that. See, that's already turning, the bit with the tea is already turning a darker colour, which is cool. Let's see how we get on with that. I'm going to take the wire wool out of the jar. It's been brewing for an hour. Just going to take it out of the jar so it doesn't brew anymore, and see how this turns out first. 1 hour with tea as a base coat. That's the base wood. With the solution brewing for 2 hours. That's with the base coat, tea base coat, and that's without. A couple of days ago I stained the tongue groove outside, and this is the effect I've ended up with, which is quite nice. So it's actually, what it's done, it's weathered weathered the wood a little bit, which is really nice. Put that down. And there was a couple of places like here where I'd obviously missed some bit, either with the solution or with the tea. So I went over it again with just the solution, and you end up with like a sort of staining effect like this, which you know you either like or you don't. Another little staining effect there and on there in the middle, because I didn't do I should have done the tongue bits there. I should have made sure I'd done all those as well, because these boards are so cheap and nasty. When you put them together, there's gaps in places where it doesn't. They're not dead straight for some reason. I do love the colour of it. It's not quite the grey that I wanted. I could have steeped it a little bit less. So instead of 2 hours, probably an hour and a half, I would have got the grey effect, because it went through the grey and started to go a little bit brown. But I'm quite pleased with it. Some boards are greyer than others. For example, down there, some of those are a little bit greyer. But it's nice to have them a bit of a mixture. Got a lot of greys in there. It just looks like it's aged the wood. So I'm actually well chuffed with the way that's turned out. It's like a varnish stain. Cost me £18 for a small tin. The colour was absolutely nothing like it was on the tin. It was so far apart, it could have been a completely different varnish or different paint. Completely unusable. It was nothing like what I wanted. Cost me £18 for a small tin. The total cost of this effect, the total cost of this effect is 29p for the distilled vinegar. 29p for the distilled vinegar, plus whatever your wire wool costs you. It's a no-brainer. So just to recap on what I did for the solution, you get very fine wire wool. It's 0000 gauge. You make sure you wash it out with soap, like washing up liquid and water. Wash it right out thoroughly, because it's got oils in it and you need to get rid of them. So you get rid of the oils. Get a small jar, it's about 300 millilitres of distilled white vinegar. Cut off about 5 inches of the wire wool, stick it in there, leave it for however long you want, depending on your effects. So for me, it's between an hour and a half and 2 hours. And then I painted the wood with strong tea. So like basically, if you put it in a glass and you let it brew until you can hold up the glass and not see through it, yeah. Paint that on first, then paint. You haven't really got to let it dry either, so paint on the tea and then paint on the distilled vinegar solution. And then I went over the top with clear bry wax. It's really nice stuff, it smells nice. Yeah, clear bry wax. So I went over the top with that just to give it a bit of protection. But I've seen another effect that another van channel had. Some lady in America, I think it is. I think it was America. I can't remember the channel. I just sort of saw it. She bought some white wax. I've ordered a sachet of it as a tester for £1 or £1.40 or something. I'll have to try and remember the name of it, but yeah. So I just bought a sachet of that. When that comes, I'm going to get a piece of offcut that's already been stained, and I'm just going to lightly wax over the top with this white wax. just to see if it gives me another effect. It's worth a try. I experiment with these things. So when I do that, I'll let you know how that goes as well. And if it does work really well, I'll order a proper tin of it. But that's where I am at the moment, and got them stained up. Look, 29 pence. Unbelievable, isn't it? £18. Nothing like that. 29 pence.